Today we're covering how we have to start somewhere if we're going to achieve our dreams and goals and let go of anything getting in our way. That's right, we're talking about how we have to start somewhere in order to achieve our dreams and goals, or if you'd like to let go of any issues in your life, whether that be in your health, your relationship, your career, your finances, anxiety, fears, phobias, depression, worries, doubts, limiting beliefs, you name it, we have to start somewhere. And I'm going to give you an experience or an example of my own experience, how I had to do the exact same thing. You see, if you know me by now, you'll know that I used to have anxiety. I used to blush all the time. I used to hate speaking in public or even around in small groups. And I began to let that stuff go. I mean, I dropped out of college as well, as I think I just said, but I really wanted to make a difference in my life and let that all my baggage go so I can actually just be authentically me. And it worked. And I began to learn how to help other people too. And it got to the point where I wanted to help as many people as possible and get my work online. Now that meant I had to do two things. I had to speak on audio and for me personally, I want to get on video too. Now, I hated doing videos. I hated doing audios at first because I felt I might be judged. I felt the attention on me, although no one was there. It was like an imagined attention on me. All the focus on me, all the type of responses that I'll get. But there was something in me that thought, I need to get a handle of this. I need to do it anyway, despite the beginning dislikes of doing so. And when I started, I used to do about 30 takes at the very least, taking so long and never being truly happy with the result. And it wasn't a very nice experience at first, but it took time to be able to overcome things like that. In fact, let me show you an example of one of my very first videos right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Hi there, so on this video blog and this audio blog, I wanted to talk to you about a section that I actually teach on my Reclaim Your Destiny seminar. Hi there, so following on from my last audio and video blog. So as you can see, it wasn't very flowing, it was a little bit amateur, but I had the passion to do it. I had my goal that I wanted to be able to do that. And it wasn't very good at first. In fact, the first X amount weren't very good. I had to do so many takes, as I said. But I took action on it. I had to take, you could say, consistent action and dedication to do it. So if you have a goal and dream in mind, don't worry about getting the quick results. Don't worry about what other people think. It's about just going for it and taking the small steps and doing what you love, or going for it because you want that emotional freedom. It takes time, and I can't stress that enough, but that small bit of time, and even if it's beyond your comfort zone like it was for me, like if you experience fear, worries, anxieties, or doubts, or there's a bit of stress about going for that, don't worry about it. Taking the time to experience that is the most beautiful, a little bit stressful, but beautiful experience you can ever do. And when you look back, having let go of the issue or achieved your dream, you will know that was such a big learning curve and far more powerful than anything you may ever do, because you took action on what you really desire or what you really like to let go of. So remember, that small pain, that brief amount of pain is going to be far more easier than a lifetime of regret. So just go ahead and take the opportunity, and don't worry about knowing everything, because I will never know everything about what I do. I will never get everything perfect, and you know that by watching my videos. In fact, these days, probably for the last 3 years I've been doing this, I don't even do many takes at all. It usually takes me one take, I'll trip up in the first intro, get it right the second time, go all the way through, and there's no cutting, hardly on anything. But that's because I took time. It took time to learn that skill. So don't worry about having to know everything, having to be perfect. Just take the time and dedication in learning your craft. Remember, when you first learned maybe how to drive, how to walk, or your job, did you know everything about how to walk, how to drive, and how to do your job? You didn't. You unconsciously had no idea. You were incompetent, you could say. And then you were consciously aware that I don't know how to walk. And then you think, oh, how do you do that? But only when you started to consciously apply it did you become competent in it. And then after getting that competence, like when you start to just begin to walk, it's not very free flowing, or when you're learning to drive, you might stall it a few times, it might feel a bit clunky. After a period of time, what happens? It becomes second nature, where you walk naturally right now, or you just drive from A to B and you even forget about driving, or you're doing your job, you become and allow yourself to get a skill in that it becomes natural to you. So don't worry, if you've got a dream or goal, or if you want to let something go, it's okay to fail us occasionally because you learn from it and you grow from it and you get better. It's okay if you don't know everything because it's about the experience of learning and growing. You never will for a start. You do it gradually. You start to apply what you learn from the things which don't go right and get better and better along the way. So take the time out, and there is always time in your day to do this. Whether it means getting up 15 minutes earlier and actually learning and applying, whether it means turning off the TV or in your lunch break, you learn and apply with the time that you've got. We all have a set amount of hours in the day. Yes, we have obligations, but there's always things that we can begin to cut back on to apply and invest time and energy. Because sometimes that's all we have. Time is the most valuable commodity we have, so what we do with it is so important. So if you've got a dream and goal, hustle for it. If you want to let go of something, learn and apply and do as much as you can. There's so much free information out there. I mean, that's what I do. As I said, I think that I put over 200 odd videos. I think it's about 300 now. Same thing for audios as well. All for free information. And it's not just me out there. There's loads of people doing this. Whether you've got a dream or goal, there's always an example of someone who's done that. So you look to them and you begin to research how they did what they did. You now have belief that if someone else can do it, I can do it too. I've just got to be able to apply and learn and grow. So just always remember that we're not always going to be good straight away. We don't have to know everything. We just have to start doing something. Take massive and inspired action. Remember, the small steps will become the big leaps in time. But you have to get the groundwork, the foundations in first, that hustle at first to allow that to be far more natural to you. And that's when you do things on autopilot. That's when you start to manifest and grow and attract because your focus is in the right place and that begins to expand and your brain begins to look for more of the like energy. So go ahead and do something. The small steps count greatly and they will become the big leaps. So always know that, and whatever you think you are, you're always more than that. You're worthy and you're good enough, and allow your actions, your learnings and growings to show you all the amazing things you can do in this world. We all have the infinite resources to do what we dream to be, okay? So have the most wonderful day and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Many thanks and goodbye.